In early 2020, public health officials projected absolute certainty about the origins of COVID-19. The official messaging assured us the virus jumped naturally from an animal to a human, firmly dismissing any possibility that it leaked from a laboratory. Before we examine the data found in these records, a quick word from Shasta Unfiltered, the sponsor of today's Cinematic Deep Dive and your trusted source for honest North State news. Recently, Senator Rand Paul released over 1,000 pages of Dr. Anthony Fauci's personal diary entries. Obtained through official Senate oversight, these handwritten notes and daily logs span 3 years, covering December 2019 through December 2022. These private notes document a consistent gap between what was told to the public and what was recorded behind closed doors during the height of the pandemic. The early public narrative pointed to one specific location, the Hunan seafood wholesale market in Wuhan. We were told this wet market was the clear source of the natural spillover event. But by January 26, 2020, Dr. Fauci was already recording data that contradicted that account. He privately noted that the market was not the source of the virus, calling it an amplifier rather than the origin. 5 days later, top virologists focused on the furin cleavage site, a feature helping the virus enter human cells. Its structure looked constructed, raising alarms about laboratory tampering. Out of 12 scientists reviewing the sequence, 10 concluded deliberate insertion was possible. While this skepticism was being discussed internally, a coordinated public campaign was launched to dismiss the lab leak hypothesis as settled science. The private record shows that senior scientists recognized serious questions about a laboratory origin, long before those doubts were ever shared with Congress or the American people. Congressional scrutiny eventually shifted to gain-of-function research. This process involves taking a naturally occurring virus and intentionally enhancing its transmissibility or lethality in a lab setting, like the Wuhan Institute of Virology. When questioned under oath in 2021, Dr. Fauci was definitive. On May 11th and July 20th, he testified the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan and refused to retract those statements when pressed. However, his diary entries from those exact dates reveal extreme private agitation. The logs show him becoming highly defensive over the specific grants tied to the EcoHealth Alliance and their work in Wuhan. The diaries also highlight a secondary focus during this time, a consistent private fixation on his media image and the worship received from various news outlets. The diaries record documented panic about specific funding sources at the exact same time those sources were being definitively denied under oath. On January 19, 2025, President Biden issued a sweeping preemptive pardon covering Dr. Fauci's official duties over a multi-year period. That pardon triggers a specific legal mechanic based on the 1896 Supreme Court case, Brown v. Walker. The Fifth Amendment protects against self-incrimination, but once a pardon removes the threat of federal prosecution, that protection vanishes. Because of this legal precedent, Dr. Fauci can no longer refuse to answer core investigative questions. His testimony is now legally compelled. This leads to a public hearing on Wednesday, July 29, 2026, at 8:30 a.m. in the Dirksen Senate Office Building. Inside room SD 342, lawmakers are expected to focus on the origin records, the funding denials, and the circumstances surrounding the deletion of official documents. This hearing will test the power of congressional oversight when a witness carries a presidential pardon. What do you expect to see on July 29th? Drop your predictions in the comments, like and subscribe, and visit ShastaUnfiltered.com for more.